Could
Bob.
call you Bob?
Bob?
No last names, no locations, somewhere in southern Indiana.
Yes.
Turns out Bob and I are in Vietnam at the same time and didn't even realize it. But could you describe for me some of your experiences with the Department of Veterans Affairs?
The department, I was told, first of all, let's go back in time a bit. I was diagnosed with diabetes in my mid-30s, and was originally told to watch my sugars, and then continually progressed to the point of I went on insulin in the early 90s. And about in the early 90s, I was contacted by a person and told that I should get in touch with the Veterans Administration, that diabetes had been connected to Agent Orange exposure, and which I did, and I received a 20% disability rating for my diabetes. On thinking back in time to when I was actually in Vietnam, I spent several months in a small fire base in the jungle outside of Hue, and where it rained every day, and nothing grew. There was no grass grew. There was nothing grew on the ground. At the time, I didn't think anything about it. But we also we took baths and filled our canteens from a small stream at the bottom of the hill. So we were getting the runoff from this fire base in the drinking water, plus living in the underground. So a lot of it. But I originally filed in 1990 and was awarded, I was on insulin at the time, and I was awarded 20%. Well, going back later on, I found that I should have originally been awarded a 40% because of the insulin. But at the time they gave me 20. I originally filed up to 40% in 2006, in May of 2006.
The claim for it.
Filed a claim, and was denied, I think, 2 or 3 times, to the point of they sent me a letter for a hearing, at which time I told them I had visions of standing in front of a board and asking questions, and I told them where they could put their claim, basically. Then my friend John here, who I've known for years and years and years, we talked about it, and I told him about it, and he said that I needed to do that, and he went with me and my wife, and we went before the board for a judge in Indianapolis, and they found in my favor for the claim.
And that was, we were there, what, 2009?
That would have been in May of 2010, after the original filing.
Okay.
The original filing in 2006.
You're sharper in this than I am by far. So that was the actual hearing on the appeal with the Veterans Law Judge, May 2010, and they did a quick turnaround because you got
October.
You had your results in hand from the Board of Veterans Appeals October that year, 2010.
Right.
Then we waited. The VA's own Board of Veterans Appeals rendered a positive decision, October 2010, and I come to visit you today, and for the first time we see the decision to actually pay you on that basis, and that was December 19th, I think.
December 19th.
2011.
Yes.
And we still haven't followed up on the back compensation for you, and we have some other issues to claim further. So, how do you feel about the VA now? What's your impression?
My impression of the VA?
Well, okay.
You want my impression of the VA?
Well, be careful.
Okay.
Be careful.
My impression of the VA is, my medical care has been excellent. I have no complaints whatsoever with the medical care I've received with the VA. Dealing with the bean counters at the VA is a whole nother story. It seems like everything you do is a fight, tooth and nail. It's like I'm doing something wrong. It's like I'm trying to cheat them somehow. And so as far as I know, I've never lied to them. I've never told them. I've never stretched anything. If anything, I've gone the other way. But it's just been a fight dealing with that aspect of it from the beginning.
Let me close with one more question to you, because we got to save some of your time and the video time here as well. Would you think it's a true statement that had you not gone to that appeal hearing with the Veterans Law Judge, that you would still, and maybe for the rest of your life, be stuck at that lower rating on your diabetes.
Oh, no doubt about it. Because I was disgusted. I'd give up on it. There's no doubt about that. I would not have probably would not have filed another claim unless something terrible happened just down the road.
Just conjecturing with me, because you're a member of the Legion and of this kind of thing too. Do you think there's other veterans out there who've given up?
I think there's a lot of them, and I think that's sad. Because this is little side. At Crane, they have a MIA POW luncheon every year, and I went this year. I ran into 5 other Marines. We were all stationed in the same general area. None of us knew one another. We'd never met before. And now this was 6 Marines all told, all in Vietnam, basically the same time period, in basically the same general area. And of the 6 of us, we all 6 had diabetes. Now, Marine recruits are generally a pretty healthy lot. For 6 out of 6 to all have diabetes in our older age, there's something going on. And one of them told a story that he was moving across open land and the planes came by and they actually sprayed him. He had some cancer issues with it. But the rest of us all had diabetes type 2. Now that's 6 out of 6 of a fairly healthy lot of individuals. So you can take that, you know.
Well, Bob, mysterious last name and mysterious location. I appreciate this and I appreciate your service.
Well,